New recovery grants, $10,000 to $500,000 in grants. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate income grants and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new recovery grants are, from $10,000 to $500,000, make sure you watch the video to the end. Leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So I've got two new recovery grants for you today, one from North Carolina and one from Philly. So in North Carolina, Governor Roy Cooper just recently announced Phase 2 of the North Carolina Business Recovery Grant. So as we know, Phase 1 actually recently closed on January 31st. So Phase 2 is part of the expanded Business Recovery Grant program in North Carolina, where they're actually opening up the grant for more businesses that were not eligible to apply for Phase 1, but actually experienced over 20% economic loss due to the pandemic. So these businesses include barbershops, gyms, dentists, farmers, salons, massage therapy businesses, dental offices, law firms, doctor's offices, interior design businesses, hardware stores, pharmacies, landscapers, tailor and dry cleaning businesses, restaurants, hotels, bars, retail stores, and much more. So many businesses that actually were not able to apply for the funds in the first phase are actually able to apply for this phase. Now this is really big because they've acknowledged that these small businesses are the backbone to their local economy. And it's very key. All around the country, we're seeing these municipalities, these towns, these districts, these counties make changes and actually have expanded either recovery grant programs or expanded programs where they're disseminating ARPA funds to help these businesses not only stay, but also start to hire, start the rehiring process and get people employed. So this is a really good option for North Carolina. And if you're actually in that location and you'd like to apply, the application starts on May 2nd and the deadline is June 1st. Now all the details as far as eligibility criteria and all of those are going to be coming out when the application actually comes out on May 2nd. But for now, we do know that the NAICS code will be very important. Your NAICS code will be part of the classifications of how they're going to separate and break up your qualification for this particular grant. So to apply, you can simply go to their website at ncdor.gov. Number 2, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, $10,000 in grants. So Philly First Home is back. After a 2-year hiatus, Philadelphia's first-time homebuyer grant program is coming back this month. With homeownership on decline in Philly, many first-time homebuyers are facing a slew of challenges, including lower inventory and also a lot of corporate buying. Many investors and institutional lenders are actually coming in and buying up the properties, making it harder for first-time homebuyers and regular people to be able to buy homes. Now, with prices going up, is also driving up the competition. So this first-time homebuyer grant is just in time. So this program offers a first-time homebuyer a grant of $10,000 or 6% towards the home purchase price, which can be used towards down payment, loan closing costs, or even the mortgage principal. Now, to be eligible, this buyer must not have owned a home over the last 3 years in Philadelphia. In addition to that, they must not make more than the area's median income, which is $94,500 for a family of 4. And in addition to that, they actually have to complete a one-on-one home ownership counseling session. Now with the relaunch, Philly First Homes grants are being administered by the Neighborhood Preservation Initiative with about $14.5 million in grant funds. So they're actually aiming to help over 1,600 families, many of whom are going to be minority families. And the city plans to allocate over $55 million in grants to this program over the next 4 years. So this is actually going to be an ongoing rolling grant. So this is really good news for those who are actually residents of Philly and in that location, because those prices have actually been very, very high and be extremely competitive in that market. Now, if you're in this location and you're considering applying for this first-time homebuyer grant, it's a good idea to apply for Philly First Home and also other programs such as Neighborhood Lift. Now, keep in mind with Philly First Home, the property type must be a single-family home or a duplex, no condominiums. So if you'd actually like to apply for this grant and get more information, you can go directly to their website at phdcphila.org and also go to the city's website at phila.gov. So I've got a bonus for you, New Jersey, $50,000 in financing. So the NJEDA, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, recently announced plans to open up its micro business loan program. Now this program is actually going to be administered by Main Street Recovery Grant Program. Now Main Street Recovery is actually a key grant program here in New Jersey where they've actually given out over $5.5 million in grants. And they're also on track to administer over $100 million in capital to small businesses and help well over 200 businesses. So starting in June, Main Street Recovery Program will open applications and offer forgivable working capital loans with 2% interest rate and no payment for the first year. Eligible businesses will be able to apply for up to $50,000 in capital. Now, one of the things I've always said here is that micro loans are similar to like grants. Wherever you have a micro loan source, look closely because they're grants that follow suit or they're paired in some way. So most organizations and entities that actually have microloans, they also are close cousins with grants. So you actually want to tap in with any kind of source that has microloans or gives microloans. Even though they're considered a loan, they're actually a close cousin to grants because they're micro for a reason, and that's to be able to help small businesses. Those people who don't have access to capital, those people who are finding it difficult to get capital infusion to keep their businesses going or to actually take their business to the next level. So it's one of the key things that I've learned over the time that with micro loans, they're actually good sources when you're actually dealing with grants, because most times they actually have grant programs, even though they're actually giving out a micro loan at the time. So it's something to just keep your eye on and make sure that you can actually tap in with any micro loan source in your particular area. We have many of those in our resource area at my website at AskRinde.com, and we have information on Main Street Recovery Grant Program and many other recovery grant programs. So if you'd like to know more about recovery grants and get access to these programs and learn more about how they work and how you can actually start to apply and tap into them for sources for capital for your business and for other needs that you may have, make sure you go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started today. And we'll also like to send you our free 5-step grant guide where you can actually start to learn how to start the process in applying for and receiving grants on an ongoing basis. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.